Stata is a super awesome and easy to use data analysis and visualization software that is very popular with researchers. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can easily export your data from Stata to Excel. I'll see you in a bit. Hi there, Abdulhakim here with the Stata Dojo channel. Sometimes you may want to share your research data that you have in Stata with another researcher or colleague. And this colleague, for some reason, doesn't have the Stata software. The good news is that Stata allows you to easily export your data to Excel. And everyone has Microsoft Excel, right? So how do you do this? Let me show you. Here is our data in Excel. And you can see that our data has serial number, age, gender, marital status, educational status, ever used, and how many times, right? Now, if we look at the variables here, we'll see that we can see our variable name, label, and so on, right? Now, let's just close this view for a while. So to export, we simply hit on the File tab up there, right? And then go to Export. All right. Now, you see where it says Data to Excel Spreadsheet, right? So let's just select that. Then we'll see this dialog box that pops up. This is the Export to Excel File dialog box. All right. This dialog box is packed with a lot of cool and nifty features. And you can hardly find any software that gives you the kind of functionality when exporting data. All right. So first, we can select only the variables that we want to export by clicking on this drop down here. And you can see all our variables, age, gender, marital status, and see what it says in bracket there. If you want to export all the variables, then just leave it blank. And that's the default setting. So we'll just leave it blank. Next, we need to give our Excel file a name. All right, let's just call it new Excel file. So say new Excel. Very good. And you know, Excel files have worksheets within them. All right, our data has to go into one worksheet, right? So here, Stata allows you to give the worksheet a name. To do this, we'll need to first check off this box. And then let's just give it any name. Now, I will call this SPSS data because I intend to import this into SPSS later. All right, this is one of the ways you can move files, okay? But you can call it whatever name you want, all right? Now, if we want to even be more specific, we can specify the particular cell within the sheet where we want the data to start from. I want to start mine from the first cell, which is cell A1. All right. I also want the worksheet to be modified if it already exists. So maybe I have a worksheet with the same number before, or maybe I've done some other extractions and I just want to modify it. All right. So I want this extraction to modify the previous one that I've had before. All right. So I'll just check off this box here to allow it to be modified if it already exists. Now, if you don't have that, you can leave it unchecked if you don't have any existing worksheet. On the contrary, you can decide to replace the worksheet completely. Next, I can choose between using the variable names or variable labels at the top row of the exported data table in Excel. Variable names are usually shorter than labels, all right, because labels sometimes are even more descriptive, all right. So I will want to save the variable names to the first row on the Excel file. So I'll just check this off here. Now notice that the one for label becomes grayed out, all right, because you can't select both of them. You have to only select one. Okay, and you know, when you have a categorical variable like educational status with say about 4 categories, we usually like to recode it to have numeric values: 0 for none, 1 for primary, 2 for secondary, and 3 for tertiary, right? So the next step is to choose how we want this kind of variables that have numbers with labels to be exported. Now, if we want the numeric values of 0, 1, 2, 3 to be exported, and not the labels of non-primary and secondary, then we check off this box that says output numeric values, not labels of the labeled variables. Awesome, right? Now, another thing I usually like to do is to preserve the formatting of any existing Excel worksheet that I'm working on. Now, this is not compulsory, but I really like to keep my formatting very clean, all right? So I'm just going to check off this box here. And the last option that we have here, you can check it off if you want to just outrightly replace an existing file. I'm just going to leave it as is by default. And all we need to do now is to click OK, and boom! We have our data exported into the new Excel file. Now we can quickly check out the results window where it tells us that our export was successfully saved and all our parameters were set. You can see? Awesome. Now we can see that the file name is as new Excel, right? The sheet name as SPSS data. Awesome. The data is starting from A1, just like we said, or just like we wanted. And the first row is carrying our variables, and we're using values and no labels. And finally, we're even keeping the cell formatting. Super awesome exporting experience. Let's look at our exported data in Excel, shall we? So we know the name of our Excel file. It's new Excel, right? All right, yeah, that's it. Open it. Okay, very good. Now, we can see our file name is new Excel at the top, right? And then the sheet name is SPSS data. Awesome. We can also see our entire data table starting on cell A1, all right? With our first row having our variable names. We can even see that our categorical variables that had numeric values like education, ever use, etc. These categorical variables were all exported with their numeric values and not their labels, just like we put it. Super awesome, right? Now we have tactically and successfully exported our Stata data to Excel and we are good to go. Okie dokie, artichoke. Now if you've gained value with this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and leave a good comment in the comment section below. And if you are new here and you like what you see, please consider subscribing to this channel and click on the notification bell icon so you get notified of my next video as soon as it is released. I will see you in the next one, and as always, thanks for watching.